I gotta say, man, for as awesome as this 8-2 to the season is, and as awesome as this start is, I haven't even touched upon the number one thing that I like about this team so far. I mean, obviously, yeah, the bullpen has been phenomenal for the most part. The bullpen has been phenomenal. The rotation has actually been a decent surprise so far. I love the fact that we're hitting with runners on. I love the fact that they're manufacturing runs. I love that they're finding ways to win games. I love all that. But the best thing about this team to me through 10 games in the season, they have not even reached their peak yet. And they have not even been playing at a full capacity. And we still have 152 more games of this to go. What is going on, everybody? Good Monday morning to you all. This is Mac back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is in the box below. So what do I mean by they haven't reached their peak and they haven't even been playing at a full capacity? Well, obviously no one expects the Pirates to be perfect, but when you look at it, however you tune into them, whether you watch the games, you listen to them on the radio, you catch the highlights, however you tune into them, you see that they're playing well, but they haven't even reached their full peak yet. I mean, sure, it can start with the fielding because the Pirates, I mean, they've been shaky a little bit with the fielding. I mean, for crying out loud, Ke'Bryan Hayes, the defending Gold Glove winner at third base, he's made some errors this year to start off the season. But you see that when he's swinging the bat well. He makes up for that. Sure, I mean, you see stupid crap like two infielders not calling each other off that spoil Bailey Falter's no-hitter. But I mean, still, like, it's only 10 games in the season. And I guess all things considered, I'm a little concerned about the defensive mistakes like that. But I know, like, how they're not going to score 7 runs every single time and how they're not going to score, 10 runs or whatever, that those fielding mistakes are not sustainable. I mean, every team has an error every now and then, but I think it's fair to expect this Pirates team to be a top 10 defensive team in the league, seeing the talent that they have. I mean, sure, they need a hole. They have a hole at first base, which I think is easily workable when Tamar Johnson gets called up eventually. But Rowdy Tellez, to his credit, he's done pretty well at first base, I would say. Jared Triolo, a little shaky at second base, but I think he still has time to get it through. O'Neal Cruz, fantastic at shortstop. Ke'Bryan Hayes, other than the errors he has, continues to dominate at third base. The outfield, I think, has played very well to start off the season. Brian Reynolds looks real comfortable in left field. Jack Sawinski, I think he is evolving into a really good center fielder. Then you got the plug and plays at right field. I think Connor Joe has pretty much won the right field spot. So obviously, you expect this Pirates team to be a good defensive team, but they still have a lot to do with it. Like I said, the rotation looks better. That was the biggest concern that we all had about the Bucks going to the season is the rotation. What are we going to do with it? We have so many holes with it outside of Mitch Keller, who, yeah, I want to see Mitch Keller pitch better. I'm not freaking out over 2 starts. I want to see him pitch better, though, but I think he's a talented enough guy and a talented enough pitcher to figure it out. But how about guys like Martin Perez? He has pitched 2 really good starts so far. Jared Jones, 2 really good starts. Marco Gonzalez, I think he's had 2 really good starts. And it's just so great to see that guys are just stepping up, even in the rotation where you have Johan Oviedo out for the whole season with needing Tommy John. The bullpen, while it has been great, has not been at its full capacity. We're missing 3 of our top 5 in Majewski, Holderman, and Baroki. We're missing 3 of those guys, and the bullpen, to their credit, is doing really well, especially with the Aroldis Chapman, who's still hitting 100 miles an hour on that fastball like it's nothing at all. Moreda's out for the season with Tommy John. Fleming's been a great find. Ryder Ryan's been a great addition. Stratton's been stepping things up. So, I mean, this Pirates pitching and this Pirates defense, while yes, there are some things that they need to fix up on fundamentally and schematically, you still look at them and you still see that they're performing pretty well, given that they have some guys out and they have not been perfect defensively. Offensive side of the ball, the Pirates have seen the second most pitches this season in the MLB behind the Dodgers. That's what the Pirates are built to be. Just a total pain in the you-know-where to other teams. Making the opposing pitchers work, getting their pitch count up, getting to the bullpen early, tiring them out. And the offense, when they connect and when they have a strong inning, I mean, they have a really strong inning. They're hitting with runners on. They're finding ways to manufacture runs. Now, granted, I still want to see Henry Davis step up a little bit. It took him until last week to get his first RBI of the season. But still, there's plenty of time for him. I mean, after all, he did score the winning run on Saturday, so that has to count for something. Jack Sawinski outside of the home run in DC. Yeah, I want to see him step things up a little bit. He's a good, vital, 20. He's still a good, vital 20 home run a year guy for us that we need to hang on to for a little bit. McCutchen, he struggled to start off the season. Chop it down to his age, chop it down to whatever, that he's lost most of his best attributes as an outfielder, and that he's just designated as a DH right now. And he should have his 300th career home run by now. So chop it down to whatever you want to with Kutch. But overall, when it's just those 3 guys that are the main concerns of your offense, that's not bad at all. Because the other 2/3 of your lineup, when they go out there every game and they're producing and they're contributing, that is the sign of a really good lineup. And basically, Kutch has missed time just because he hasn't been productive this year and he's just DHing for the most part. So basically, I'm under the impression that only 2 people in the entire lineup have just been underperforming so far. And that's Henry Davis and Jack Sawinski. But there's still a lot of time. Sure, they need to stop being over-aggressive with the base running and all that stuff. But like I said, those are very fixable things. If those are the worst things that I'm talking about with this Pirates team right now, 10 games in the season, knowing that there's still 152 more to go, that's a really good thing to talk about. This team's headed in the right direction, man. They really are. And even if they didn't win Sunday's game against Baltimore, I still would come on here being satisfied because this team plays hard. They're in it to win it. They have heart. They have chemistry. And even if they do come up short, they don't let it affect them. You just sense a different kind of team this year, man. All the pieces are coming together. Like I said with my preview when the season began, as far as I'm concerned, the rebuild's over. No more experimental times because you know which players belong where. You know what your order should be. You know what your righty lineup should be. You know what your lefty lineup should be. You know who's coming up from the farm. You know who your replacements are. And for as much crap that I've given Derek Shelton over the years, trust me, I have. You got to give him credit where credit's due. I think he's done a really good job with constructing the lineup, giving players appropriate rest days, and and the biggest gripe that I had with him, letting the pitchers pitch and knowing when to go to the bullpen. Because if this was Derek Shelton of old, he probably would have taken out Marco Gonzalez after like the fourth inning on Sunday. He would have taken Bailey Falter out after that blooper dropped in. But no, he sees that his pitchers are doing well, they're pitching well, and he's leaving them out there until he knows for sure, hey, dude, good job. You did really well, but we're going to go to the bullpen now. We're going to leave it up to the bullpen and try and get you the win. That's what Shelton's doing. And if he just continues to do that, he doesn't overthink going to the bullpen and he doesn't overanalyze what the pitchers are doing, then he can quickly flip a narrative on what I had about him for years. Like I said, this team is off to an incredible start, but we haven't even seen them at their best. And that's what I'm very excited to see. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I am Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.